How important is due diligence, Julian, for you when you're advising clients?
Well, as you probably hope me, I would say, it's relatively fundamental. I mean, Tony makes an excellent point as to why you would go into property investment. One of the things, to segue briefly, is that when we act for lenders on the one side and/or property investors on the other, the one thing is really marked that we notice between the two is that property investors tend to get very excitable, which is not to wishing to downplay their the opportunity that lies before everyone, but lenders tend to be very conservative, very dull at times, have a very attuned understanding of credit risk, and property investors need to learn that, I think, understanding not just credit risk but property risk. So back to Tony's point as to doing obviously investment due diligence in advance, but part of that is not to let the heart drive the decision making, which we can say across a whole number of different decisions that we make in our lives, of course, but for property it's really important. It's as important to be able to walk away from a transaction as it is to enter into it, because believe you me, and Tony will say this probably as much as I will, there will be another opportunity down the line. Buying one at 𝐏𝐫𝐨𝐩𝐞𝐫𝐭𝐲 Avenue today, there will be number two at 𝐏𝐫𝐶 Avenue, and it may well be better than the first one. So being able to walk away from investment opportunities is as important as going into it in the first place. Which brings us back to the due diligence. If the due diligence that your advisors, whether it be your lawyers, your valuers, your financial advisors, are saying you probably ought to be cautious about, then it is important to take that advice and to either make a decision how to remediate, or alternatively to cut your losses and walk away. As far as due diligence is concerned, there can't be too much due diligence. There are time constraints in every transaction, and then pressures from third parties, whether it be sellers, whether it be external advisors, whether it be tax, that's pressurising you to making a decision. But the due diligence shouldn't come second to all of those things. It just means we all have to work a little bit harder to meet the time frames that are in front of us. But I think with the right due diligence, and it can be extensive when we're talking about properties with many moving parts, so multi-let, for example, it's important to be organised. It's important to work with professionals that you know have done this before and have got experience and can guide you in the right and appropriate ways. Nobody provides such an interesting platform for delivering that, to be honest. So that is certainly one of the things that I would recommend is not time not wasted.